When it comes to teaching kids about money, a lot of parents feel inadequate. Maybe you're not doing well in your own finances and you don't feel like you can teach your kids if you're not doing well. So whether you feel like you just don't have enough knowledge, or even if you feel like a complete financial failure, you can teach your kids about money. And today I'm going to give you 5 ways you can do it. Let's talk about it. I'm Kalen from Freedom Sprout, where we teach you how to minimize your material possessions and master your money so you can afford to have more experiences, not things. Please don't forget to subscribe for more videos on money, minimalism, and our travel journey around the world. Whether you feel qualified or not, you can teach your kids about money. Whenever you start to teach them, just think about how you would teach or learn anything. You're going to go find resources, you're going to find books, you're going to find other people who have done the things that you want to do or that you're trying to do, and you're going to use that as a teaching mechanism to show your kids. So let's jump into the 5 ways you can teach your kids about money, even if you feel unqualified. Number 1, use online resources. Let's get the obvious one out of the way. If you're not good at something, you're probably going to find someone who is good at it, or at least better than you are at it, so that you can learn, and then you can teach your kids about it. But that doesn't mean you have to wait until you have an MBA in economics or finances to teach your kids about money. If you're still learning, let them learn with you. We'll talk about that more in depth in a moment. So here are 3 great resources to get you started on your financial journey to teach your kids. Number 1 is BizKids. This is a great place with videos, lesson plans, and games to teach kids about money. The next one is the Consumer Financial Protective Bureau. It's a resource to help you, the parent, to teach your kids about money. And then the third one is Freedom Sprout's financial resources page. It's kind of a shameless plug, but I have a lot of great resources there for you to teach your kids about money, so be sure to check all of those out. And you can head over to our About page for a quick rundown on teaching kids about money with links to all the best articles to start with, depending on what you're trying to teach them. With technology, we have so many resources available at our fingertips, we just have to find them and use them. Now, the next one we're going to talk about is probably the most important one.
Get the free Simple Moments newsletter. Each week you get a money tip, an opportunity or resource, a minimalism tip, an essential reading recommendation, a notion to discuss with your kids, a travel tip, an encouraging scripture, with a closing self-reflection question. Go to moments.tips to get the free newsletter.
So number 2 is to find teachable moments in your day. Life is full of teachable moments. All of life is a learning experience, and we can use that to our advantage as parents, and we can teach our kids through life. Anytime the opportunity presents itself for you to show your kids something that you did that was smart with money, or to show them how you messed up and some of your failures, those are all teachable moments. And if you're not sure what to do in a situation, refer to the first idea and find some resources. Or pull out your phone and do a quick search to understand what you need to do. Seriously, Google it. There's no shame in Googling it right in front of your kids. Just tell them, let's learn this together. So here are 3 of my favorite places to find teachable moments throughout our daily lives. Number 1, at the bank. Show your kids how different accounts work. Explain the process of taking money out of the bank and depositing money. Just make sure they understand it's all your money and the bank isn't some sort of magic money machine. Number 2, at the store. What better place to teach kids the basic concepts of budgeting than the store? Let your kids see how you keep a list and how you stick to it, and how that keeps you within your budget. And while you're at it, show them your budget. And if you're thinking this doesn't sound like you because you don't actually keep a list and stick to it, then maybe it's time for you to work on that, and then show them that you're working on it. And again, show them when you mess up. If you make an impulse buy, tell them it's an impulse buy. The third place is at expensive places. So amusement parks, heavy tourist destinations, and carnivals all have one thing in common. They're stupid expensive for no reason. Show your kids how these aren't the best places to put your money unless you don't want to have money. But also teach them it's okay to trade money for experiences as long as they know how to count the costs ahead of time. You can always teach your kids about money when you're out and about. And remember, your kids are going to see what you do more than they're going to hear what you say. More is caught than taught. Number 3, learn together and use the Google. Don't pretend you're rich in front of your kids. If you've struggled with your finances, explain that to your kids. Show them how you want them to have a better start than you did. Once you get that conversation out of the way, start using your resources, as we talked about in the first point, and learn with your kids. Again, every time they have a question, all you have to do is use a little bit of extra time to Google it, find the answer, and learn with them. And trust me, kids like to talk about money, so with as many finance questions as they're going to have, you're going to end up becoming a financial expert by default. The fourth way is through money toys. There's all kinds of toys available to you that you can use to teach your kids about money. Here's just a few quick examples. A toy checkbook. Teach your kids money management skills, how to balance a checkbook, and the basics of budgeting in general. Regardless of whether anyone still uses checks, the idea of balancing money and budgeting can be taught with checks, and your kids will know what checks are when most kids don't. Another great one is a toy cash register. Let your kids open their own business in your home. Teach them how to run the cash register. Even a simple skill like correctly counting change back is rarely seen in today's world, but your kids can have it. And one more is a toy piggy bank. If you have younger kids in the home, it's a great tool to teach them the value of numbers, and it's a great way for them to start saving money and to learn that they can't spend everything they get and that they do have to put some back. I'll link an article I wrote with 10 different toys to teach your kids about money, so go check that out. Kids love toys and learning about money, so it's a great combination. It's a great way to keep their interest. You can use plenty of other toys to teach your kids basic financial concepts. Letting your kid run their own business with their toys is a great way to get in some words about finances, business management, in a fun way. Number 5 is money games. This is a big one. Other than hands-on toys, there's plenty of games out there that are designed to teach your kids about finances, and some that teach your kids about finances even if that's not really their intended purpose. And when your kids are younger, they prefer to play more than to learn, so the subtle options are probably more appropriate, things that may not even seem like teaching to them. As they get older, kids actually like to learn about money, maybe not about calculus, but other things like money they love to learn about because they want to have it. So you could always just say, hey, let's go play this game so you guys can be millionaires one day. And they're gonna be like, what? Yeah, okay. I want to be a millionaire and I like to play games and I like to learn about money whenever they get into their teenage years, so it's a good combination. Plus you get the experience of having a family game night, which is in our home one of the best experiences we ever have. Here are some specific games you can turn to. Cash Flow for Kids. My kids love this game, and you can find it pretty cheap if you buy it used. We paid $2 for it at a flea market, actually. If you buy it new, it's fairly expensive. Teaches kids the idea to acquire assets over liabilities, and it's easy to understand. Most kids 4 and up can understand this one. Cash Crunch Jr. This game teaches positive money habits. It's recommended for children ages 5 to 12, and it's around $30. Cash Crunch 101. This game continues on where Cash Crunch Jr. leaves off, and it's free to play online for now. Recommended for children ages 13 and up. Payday. This is a basic and simple game, but it teaches children about having money while also paying bills. It's affordable as well. It's around $10. Moneybags Coin Value Game. Kids collect, count, and change money all the way through the game. It's a great skill for them to have, and it's less than $20. Monopoly. Heard of it? If your kids are younger, Monopoly Junior is great as well. There are so many varieties of Monopoly now that I can't even list them all. Learning the basic concepts of only being able to buy the properties you can afford and having life situations set you back are all invaluable concepts for them to learn. You can get any classic game like this for cheap at resale stores. Finally, The Game of Life. Another classic. This game really opens the door to conversations about life, careers, buying homes, bills, and adulting in general. You just have to let it open that door and continue through that door and have the conversations. I'll link an article I did on 53 different board games and card games that all teach your kids about money. Those are just a few ideas. You have so many ways to teach your kids about money. Even if you feel inadequate, you can find some good ways to teach them about money. And when you add all of these methods together and you get really intentional about it, your kids can't help but succeed financially. You just have to be proactive about it, and then your kids are going to have a much better financial start than you likely did. If you want more of these concepts with kids whenever it comes to mindset and money, check out my book, Intentional Children. I'll put a link to that below. And again, please don't forget to subscribe for the latest content on money, minimalism, and our travel journey around the world. Remember, if you can learn to minimize material possessions and master your finances, you can afford to have more experiences, not things. That's all for today. I'll see you in the next video.